Welcome to this week's Urgent Alert Trade. Matthew Buckley, my call sign's Wiz, folks. You guys all know me. We're going to do a quick portfolio review, and then we're going to get into the trade that I texted out a little while ago. And as I'm talking, the market's selling off even harder. Thank God I sent the text out about, half an hour to an hour ago, right around here, and vol's starting to pick up a little bit. So make sure you watch today's Friday market wrap-up. Everybody should be getting those. If you're not, you need to head to go.topgunoptions.com/sitrep, okay? go.topgunoptions.com/sitrep and just put your name and your email down in here, and it'll get pushed to you. So it was National Take Your Child to Work Day, so Keely and Jack helped me out with all of our trading and stuff like that today. So make sure you're getting our sit rep, because I kind of go through what's going on with the sell-off. Finally, we got this memo released, and the president's right. It's an absolute disgrace. I mean, we've only scratched the surface of this. That's the word I would use. Senior members of the FBI and the Department of Justice using what they knew was really a bad. I mean, these people did not want Trump to win. This is treason. It's sedition. Whatever you want to call it, folks. This is horrific. So thank God the Hillary and everybody screamed Russia, 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 and interference, or we would have never known. Could you imagine if she had won? We would never know that there was this many dirty people at the FBI at the higher ranks, the political ranks. Political appointees, folks, guess what? They got political biases. It's ridiculous to hear Democrats say, well, you're allowed to have, FBI agents are human too. Duh. But when you apply those biases to your investigations, it's bad. So political appointees at the top of the FBI and the DOJ are a disgrace. They should be arrested. They should be tried. They should be at least put in front of a grand jury. I mean, if they use trumped-up evidence, so to speak, to get a warrant to surveil on Americans, everybody should be furious. The ACLU and Democrats should be going apeshit, and of course they're not, because their lady lost. Anyway, so that's, the memo came out right around here, and we get a little bit of a spike in vol. I really don't. Here's what's funny. This is going to be a major sea change for a lot of us. Every pullback last year was political. Now we're in 2018. This ain't 2017, guys. This was a rip-your-face-off rally that we predicted. And then I said, a couple weeks ago? I said I'd get long vol out to the middle of February, even just buy some VIX calls. I said, I think, first, second week in February, we're probably going to see a little bit of a breather in this market. And in yesterday's Analyze Your Trade and Debrief, I was thinking, I actually talked myself out of a trade. I'm like, you know what? No, we're going to sit on our hands, because I'm just feeling a little, and I actually said, maybe in Monday's weekly options brief, we'll look to get long volatility. I felt it, guys. I felt a disturbance in the force, and I was off by a day. Today ended up being the day. Dow's down about 380, 400 points, and vol's going through the roof. But let's do a quick portfolio review. And real quick, couple things I wanted to cover. We do we had one person, I mentioned it in passing yesterday about the lifetime memberships, and we had one person call who wants to grab a lifetime membership. If you're interested in that, especially some of my folks that have been around for a couple years, that the math actually works out in your favor. Give us a call, and you're not going to get the 2017 rate, folks. I briefed you all that as of December 31st, my birthday, the rate was going up, and it has. I'm going to talk about this next Tuesday night, our Commodores Club coaching, because next Tuesday night at 7, I'm going to send an email out on this. We're going to start our full throttle training. Tuesdays and Thursday nights, unless I have a scheduling conflict at about 7 o'clock. But we're going to talk about the Commodores Club coaching. If you're interested in maybe looking at the details, head to go.topgunoptions.com/club. That's go.topgunoptions.com/club. And for just under, hell, we've made nearly 20 grand in Brazil profits alone in the past couple months, and people, I'd reinvest this. I have a great group of folks in the Commodores Club coaching. This is one-on-one coaching with me a couple times a month on our cell phones in GoToWebinar. We record it so you can get a copy of the recording and everything we talked about in your portfolio. And this is one-on-one with me. This ain't me and a couple hundred people in the live trade brief. So this is a really good program, folks. And I'd roll some of the profits that we've been seeing lately back into investing in you. We do a whole trade plan around you. We do, a half an hour to an hour session just on mapping out a 1-year trade plan with you and your financial objectives. And either a year from now, we're going to either hit those objectives or we're going to die trying. So if you're interested in that, so somebody called yesterday about a lifetime membership, and somebody also called about the Commodores Club. So we'll be getting back in touch with you. But if you're interested in something like this, now's the time to do it, guys, especially as we start to enter this little bit of a, this is what this is right here, guys. This is the generic pullback that we briefed. Where is it? Right here. Out of the 5 scenarios that I briefed during full throttle week, it's right here. This is scenario 3. It's a generic 5 to 10% pullback. I don't think today's pullback's about the memo. They just released it. This was more about Amazon. Amazon was the Death Star and printed money. ExxonMobil, good earnings, but bad. We'll talk about ExxonMobil and the PLTB, but Amazon blew it away. Apple sucked. Google sucked. Facebook sucks. We nailed the fangs, didn't we? I said, get out of these fangs. I ditch all of these and go into the one, which would be Amazon. And the folks that have listened to me, especially in those long call diagonals, I can't wait to hear next week how the folks who got into those Amazon long call diagonals, I don't care if it was 1, 2, 3 contracts, you guys should be calling for lifetime memberships because those profits are incredible. So Amazon was the place to be, and we nailed it. So let me get back to this pullback. This ain't political. This is the first time in over a year and a half we've seen a pullback that ain't political, which is awesome. I think this is great. This is the 5 to 10% generic pullback that we talked about, and we were prepared for this. We got long vol, we got short vol. Now today's trade, we're going to get long vol again. Okay, because we have a potential government shutdown coming up, and also we have the debt ceiling fight. So we got 2 fights coming up that the Democrats, who just completely look like idiots at the State of the Union address, they have 2 opportunities to shut down this government and to cause political chaos. And a market that's already doing this doesn't need more buffoonery out of Washington. And who knows how the memo is going to sink in over the weekend. A lot of upset people like me, serving in the military and then seeing, trust me, folks, you don't get to be an admiral or a general without being a little political, but not as bad as the top of the FBI, where people whose wives work for Fusion GPS or they're running for state senate, and you're getting $700,000 from Hillary Clinton's campaign. Come on, folks, stupid. I think the president should fire Director Wray, and he should fire Mueller. The whole Russia thing was a ruse to cover up their tracks. So I'd love a Saturday night massacre if he fired Mueller. And half the country hates the guy. The other half of the country loves the guy. Who cares? The other half of the country is going to hate. What are they going to hate him more? Dow's down over 400 points right now and getting lower. So hopefully you got the text alert with the trade to get back long vol. Here we go. As I'm talking, even for the past 10 minutes, we got a bigger spike in volatility. So this might be the big one, Elizabeth, as far as a short-term pullback. So I'm glad I sent that text alert out, and we've been getting in and out of volatility. Let me cover the trade first, because you're getting this video after you got the text alert, but it's another bullish double vertical, folks. Here it is. It's the 31.5, 31 bull put spread. I tried to get it at 15. Now it's all the way down. It's already making money. Now it's at 12. Crap. As I'm talking, everybody should have gotten it. Now it's down to 11. Wow. Volatility. This market's starting to sell off. So if you got it at 15, you're already up $450 since I put out this trade alert. So the 31.5, 31 bull put spread, the 32, 32.5 bull call spread out to not next Friday, the regular February expiration. Here's what let me grab a screenshot of this. Here's what the analytics were on this trade. Let's save this. File, save as, desktop. So VXX was today's date, 2/2. So the analytics, based on the alert that I sent out at 15 cents, was risking 5,200 to potentially make 9,800. Risking 53 to make 98, and the break even is at about a better than half. So there you go. We need VXX to go up, and as I'm speaking now, the Dow's down 420 points. So good looking trade. And again, hopefully everybody got the text alert and got some time to put this trade on. Again, I missed it by a day, guys. That's I gotta be honest with you, that's pretty damn good, though. I said, you know what? I'm starting to feel a little, like an old guy. My knees are hurting. I think there's a storm coming. Let's look at getting long vol on Monday, and then today happens. So that's the trade. Another bullish double vertical on VXX. There's the VIX. There's the the Chuck Schumer stupidity. We got long vol here, sold vol here. Now I'm getting long vol again. So we got in, out. Now we're back in. So quick tactical strikes with the VIX up 16%. Look at VXX. Take a look at the chart. Let's go back 6 months. I mean, this, as you know, this rebalances every night. We have contango and backwardation, but this is the biggest. This is the biggest violent spike in a while. Look at this. We've had like little speed bumps here, but this is a boom. So this is a good spike in VXX. I haven't seen a 10% move in VXX in a long time, and the VIX is even more than that, obviously 16%. This can happen, guys, in the blink of an eye. Volatility can spike. Now we're down 430 points. Man, Keely, as we're sitting here, the market's selling off. You see that? And volatility is going up. Remember how I explained that earlier? So as I've been talking, the VIX, that volatility index that we talked about, is actually rising. So got it? Okay, good. You're the future. All right, so let's review some previous trades. Morgan Stanley, we have a Morgan Stanley bull put spread to 55.5, 55. It was looking good. I probably looked to start getting out of these. So the 50, let me go 3 month. The 55.5, 55. I mean, it's looking good right now. We're up here at $56. I mean, we're down $1.27. We were all the way up here to 57. So the 55.5, 55. If you're looking that this is at about 50% profit, I'd go ahead and close this. If we are going to have this is the big one, Elizabeth, the generic 5 to 10% pullback, maybe you close this Morgan Stanley. I know with my credit spreads, I usually say 60, 70, 80% gain. If you're up better than 50% on this Morgan Stanley spread, I'd look to, well, let's take a look. Let's do the math real quick. 55.5, 55 to Feb 9th at 13 cents. 55.5. At the Feb 9, let's just look at it real quick. 55.5, 55. Oh, it's at even right now. So it's at 13 cents. The 55.5, 55. So you know what? It's got a week left. I'd get out of this for even money. Because next week might be more volatile. So let's go ahead and get out of that Morgan Stanley. MGM. The Feb 9, 34.5, 34, this did have some nice altitude to it. The 34.5, 34. This one, but again, this is starting to be a falling knife. So let's go out the 34.5, 34. Let's see what this one is up. 34.5, 34. Is it 7 cents? What did we put it on at? 16. So, 9 cents, 9 times 150, 9 times 150 equals, that's up $1,400. So there's a nice $1,400 gainer. Let's go ahead and close those. Close the Morgan Stanley, and then MGM starting to look like catching a fallen knife here as the market's starting to roll over here. So close Morgan Stanley for a scratch, and then let's close the MGM bull put spread for a nice $1,400 gain now. And we also covered in the week before that, we did an EWZ of Brazil, 41.5, 44 out to Feb 9, risking 52 to potentially make 23. So the 41.5, 41 into EWZ. Okay, let me pull up EWZ here. EWZ, Feb 9, 41.5. Yeah, this one, you know what, this has got to be like at a 90% profit. 41.5, 41. Yeah, it's at a penny. Go ahead and close that one for a $2,000 gain. So we're looking at $3,400 in gains, even as the market's starting to slide back in the urgent alert portfolio in the past month. And then this Tesla bull put spread was actually pretty good. That's the last time I've traded Tesla. This was a bull put spread. Remember me, Mr. Anti-Tesla? I'm like, you know what? Just taking a look at the chart, I'm actually going to get short-term bullish on Tesla. So this bull put spread, what was it? The 300. Let me bring this up. It was the 302.5, 300 to last week. The 302.5. Look at this. It was all, I put it on back, what was that? The beginning, it was January something. So it was about this time last month. I put it on right here at 300. Remember I said this is a significantly technical support level, and Tesla never looked back. So this one is also at a max profit, or closed at a max profit on last Friday. On the 26th. This one was risking 55 to potentially make 2. So that's 2, with Tesla. That's 2 with EWZ, and then that's 1,400 with MGM, and Morgan Stanley is a scratch, which right now is a victory. So I know Morgan Stanley's got a week to go. I wouldn't hold on to that. Just in case this is the big one. So, you know what? Let me get going. So I showed you our trade for today, and I want to send out a text alert on these other trades. Okay. So have a great rest of your weekend. Make sure you read the FISA memo and see what's going on, because this is not good stuff going on with our government. It is a disgrace, to be honest with you. Dow's starting to recover a little bit, but let's stay long volatility. This is a good hedge. And I got to be honest with you, we'll talk about this Monday and Tuesday in the PLTB and the weekly options brief. Now's when if you're new to TGO, start taking a look at some of the good longs that we have on, your JP Morgans, your Amazons, your EWZs, your FXI, which is China. We haven't talked. I got to make time to talk China. Take a look at the chart of FXI, man. And I still think China's got a ways to run. Look at this. Rip your face off rally. A little bit of a pullback here. This is a great time to look to get into FXI. So if you're, look at that run, beginning of the year run. It kind of looks like our markets, doesn't it? So now's a good cleaning, guys. If you're seeing a little bit of red on your screen, you should have a hedge on. I've been talking for the past 3 weeks about something like this, about holy crap, this is a great January. Now let's start to get remember, cautiously bullish means what? I'm bullish, but the cautiously means we need to have a hedge on, and we threw some VXX. But if you're a new full throttle member, go look back in all the portfolios at the different briefs. Take a look at an ExxonMobil. That's not in this portfolio, but ExxonMobil getting slammed today. This is a good entry point. We've seen we got into it back here, and this is a nice pullback. So if you're bullish on ExxonMobil out to Jan 20, this is good. There's a lot of tax issues in here, but with Goldman and other folks whispering that we might be seeing it $80 oil, this unlike the financials, who we know are going to have a good year, and we knew their earnings were going to suck, but it was a buy on the suck. Some of the energy stocks it was bad earnings, and it's a sell on those bad earnings. But oil is still going to, I think, have a big year. Okay, I'll talk about ExxonMobil next week. So I got to go because I want to get this text alert out to close some of these. Okay, so I'll see you guys Monday for weekly options.